Hi there, welcome to our channel. We are from Toronto, Canada. I'm Anwesha and I love to eat, read and travel. My better half is Shom and he loves nature, adventure sports and fitness, and together we are here to share with you our adventures as we explore the world around us. Today we're going to talk about our 50,000 step challenge.
Hello friends! Tomorrow is a very big day for us. We have been participating in a lot of step challenges trying to stay fit, and also part of the step challenges that we're going to do is trying to raise money for the Sick Kids Get Loud event, which happens on October the 1st. So we have made a team, which is basically myself, my husband and my sister, and together we're going to walk around 800 kilometers through the month of September. And we have been very lucky to have found supporters and sponsors to help us raise money for sick kids to build a new hospital. So tomorrow's route is going to be from the Clarkson GO station in Mississauga, which is in the city of Mississauga, which is right beside Toronto. We're going to follow the Lakeshore Boulevard. So that's basically a road that follows the Lake of Ontario. And we're going to go through Port Credit area, which is a really nice area in Mississauga, which is right on the water. And then we're going to go into the city of Toronto through Mimico and then past the Humber Bay all the way to the downtown core at the Harbourfront Centre. And that's where we're going to end. The Harbourfront Centre is great because it has, as you can see, the Toronto airport, the city airport, as well as the Toronto Islands. So it's really, really nice in that neighborhood. So we're going to end at the Harbourfront Centre. That's our plan. So we're really excited about tomorrow's step challenge. It's going to be 50,000 steps, which is 33 kilometers. That's the distance between Clarkson GO station and Harbourfront Centre in Toronto. Please follow us along, and we thank you very much and support us for raising money for sick kids.
Good morning. Today is Saturday and the day of our 50,000 step challenge. We're super excited. We woke up early today and I just got back from the gym, as you can see, and Shom, I think, is still at the gym and he will be back shortly. But we're super excited and we're gonna get ready and head out for the day. In order to get to Clarkson GO station, we had to take a short subway trip to Royal York station, and from there a bus to the Mimico GO station, which is a GO train, and from there it took us 2 stops later to Clarkson GO station.
We're at the Clarkson GO station.
And from here, we're going to walk south towards Lakeshore Boulevard. And from this neighborhood, we're going to go through Port Credit. We're going to go through neighborhoods of Toronto, like Mimico, and then head into the Humber Bay area and then Harbourfront Centre, where we exit. So we are hoping to cover 50,000 steps. We're very excited about that. And let's start, right? Let's start.
When we reached Port Credit, we found a map that helped us show our route so far as we went along Lakeshore and joined the waterfront trail to get to Port Credit.
We're at the Lakefront Promenade Park, which is which was covering 1/3 of our journey.
Which is around 15,000 steps. So we got another more 35,000 steps to go.
We've covered 10 kilometers. We've got another 20 kilometers to go. But we're feeling strong. No fatigue has set in yet, so going strong. All right.
Around 7:10 p.m., we left Mississauga behind and entered Etobicoke, which is on the west end of the city limits of Toronto. At this point, it was very difficult to take video images, so we just have pictures from here on.
It's Sunday night, and we're taking a moment to go through how it went yesterday. So we did complete the 50,000 steps, but I experienced some foot fatigue. Shom was kind of okay, but let's talk about the journey. So we started out around 3:30 in the afternoon at the Clarkson GO station, and we walked through Mississauga, across Lakeshore Boulevard, which is, I guess, the biggest road closest to the lake. And we passed the rhododendron gardens, and we went through them to other parks, which we didn't even know existed through the city of Mississauga. And then by around sunset, around 7 o'clock, we entered Etobicoke, which is the west end of Toronto. Now, as it got darker, it got harder to go through the parks because there are no streetlights. So we ended up having to walk on Lakeshore Boulevard, which is, of course, the major road as far south as possible, closest to the lake. And we continued on until we got to a road called Marine Parade Drive, which is a beautiful road that goes around by the lake, south of Lakeshore Boulevard, and passes by an area of the city called Park Lawn. And then there's a beautiful Humber Arch Bridge. You would have seen them on our Instagram post every once in a while because we like to go walking there. And then we entered the area that is closer to Ontario Place, which is on the southwest side of the downtown core. Now, by now, foot fatigue had fully caught on. The balls of my feet were aching, my ankles were hurting, my calves were hurting, and I was complaining. Poor Shom had to listen to me. And then we continued on back up into Lakeshore Boulevard to continue past Ontario Place towards the Harbourfront Centre. Now, right before we get to the Harbourfront Centre, which is right downtown, right on the waterfront in front of the Toronto Islands, there is a street that takes you there called Queen's Quay. That's where I hit 50,000 steps. So I had to stop there because I was pretty much on. It was at about 15 minutes to midnight. That's when I hit 50,000 steps. In retrospect, what would I have done differently? Well, for one thing, I wouldn't have gone to gym in the morning. So I woke up super early on Saturday morning and went to the gym. I would not have done that because the workout at Orange Theory Fitness, which is where I go, has a treadmill section in the beginning, and it was all inclines, which really hurt my calves. So can you imagine, after all of that, I walked 50,000 steps, so that was difficult. The second thing I think that we would not do next time if we did this again would be start at 3:30 in the afternoon. I think fatigue kicked in a lot harder on me than it did because I started so late in the day. We got a really nice day. It was cloudy, it wasn't too hot. It was a fairly easy walk. There were lots of ups and downs. So that kept the different muscle groups moving. So that I think we did right. We also took a few snacks with us. But some of the things that we could have done differently was probably stay a little closer to home. I know we planned the route because it would be scenic, but there was a lot of waiting around. The waiting around part was because every time we had to use the bathroom or every single time we had to get food, we had to stand in line somewhere. It was a Saturday, so there were lots of people. So especially in the Harbourfront area or like in Port Credit in Mississauga, where there's lots and lots of people, we had to wait for a while to get something to eat or to get something to drink or to use the bathroom. And so those were gaps in the day that we lost time. Another thing that happened was because we did it so late in the day, every single time we took rest, especially after 30,000 steps, we got really, really tired. So, like, we couldn't get back up and get moving because our legs had started to sort of get stiff. How did recovery go today? Well, a lot better than I had thought. So, my feet were really hurting yesterday when we had finished the walk and we were trying to get back on the subway to come home. Like once we sat down, we couldn't get up. But after we gave the feet some rest, the feet came back to normal. They were fine. The ankles hurt, the calves hurt, the lower back hurt, behind the neck hurt, and the shoulders were stiff, which I didn't even feel the day before because the feet hurt so much. So it's interesting how everything else kind of hurt, but I think that's expected. Lots of water, lots of fluids, some rest, and that goes away. So all in all, it was a pretty great experience. Thank you very much for your support for the Sick Kids Get Loud charity. We're still raising funds for it, so if you haven't supported us, please do. We're very proud of ourselves for having completed the 50,000 steps. We do want to do the 100,000 steps, and we're not entirely sure when we're going to do that, but we hope to do it soon, and we're going to take you along for the ride when we do it. But thank you again, and until next time, bye.